2020 is off to a good start. We've had a lot of activity in the first 3 weeks of the year. In addition to impeachment and the president signing a historic trade agreement with China, we've had a lot of activity on the financial services front. First, earlier this month, the CFPB announced that they're creating a new task force that we anticipated and we asked them to do to look into and study consumer credit laws and the impact they're having on access to credit. Two of the participants on that task force were anticipated, Todd Zywicki and Tom Durkin. Tom used to be the director of research here at AFSA and went on to a very notable career at the Federal Reserve. And Todd Zywicki is somebody that's been in front of our conferences and is a law professor at George Mason University here in the metropolitan area. The two other panelists on this task force are a little bit more of a surprise, but not unwelcome. Gene Noonan, hardly unwelcome, is a partner at the Hudson Cook Law Firm, which we work with on a regular basis. And the panel is rounded out by Howard Beals, who's been a professor at Georgetown University, and more notably was at the FTC, where he was director of consumer affairs for that commission. We're also seeing renewed activity from Capitol Hill with respect to the Pentagon's Military Lending Act regulation of 2017 that called into question the financing exemption for vehicle finance if GAP is financed. Senator Jim Inhofe, who's the new chair, relatively new chair, of the Senate Armed Services Committee, has laid down the law, or at least his staff has, with the brass over at the Pentagon, that they want to see this resolved. So we continue to keep our fingers crossed there. Also, we met this week with Chairman Maxine Waters, chair of the House Financial Services, who's had a lot of exposure in the whole impeachment process of President Trump. It was a very productive meeting. We went in to talk to her about our concerns about the impact of her rate cap legislation and what it would mean in terms of consumer access to credit, particularly in vehicle finance and in the small dollar loan space. She was very familiar with our business models and actually spoke very fondly of an experience that her family had, a successful experience, I will say, with household finance back in the day when they were trying to finance a refrigerator. She said, quite frankly, that she wants to protect the installment lending model and encouraged us to look for ways to address problems associated with payday lending that allow installment lending and vehicle finance to continue to thrive. This is all great news. We're going to continue to reach out to our members to figure out the best way to respond to Chairman Waters. And let me, before concluding, encourage you all, if you've not registered for the Vehicle Finance Conference in Las Vegas next month, please do so. We've actually extended the room reservation deadline to next week. I look forward to seeing you all in Las Vegas and look forward to our next visit on your CEO Update.